learn collaboratively because an instructor could share the same lesson or different lesson plans to different classrooms, to different groups of students. That's also one of the drivers in making sure that the technologies are in place to achieve that kind of, or support the trends that we're seeing there. And then finally, it's about the ICT capability assessment. Again, referring to the distinguished speaker ahead of me, he mentioned IT technologies, IT skills are important for all of us, our students, in our day-to-day lives. So how do we make sure that our education systems, methodologies, and technologies allow us to make sure that we have the right capabilities, assessments, skills, and tools to ensure that our students can achieve that level of proficiency in IT. Just wanted to share with you a survey that Motorola did last year, and this was a survey done in higher education in the United States. And this was about asking these higher education institutions about the use of wireless technologies in their campuses. So as you can see on there, the top 3 were applications that they were currently using actively, and the bottom 5 or 6 were technologies that or applications that they would like to use more and more as part of their day-to-day educational operation. And you can see guest access or student access to the internet, to the World Wide Web, was the #1 application. Mobile application, which is again referring to the delivery of lessons, whether it's in the dorm room, in the classroom, in the cafeteria, was another one. And then the business application was big for within the school systems. But what's interesting is really the other ones that they've mentioned in there about the online testing, about video surveillance, voice over wireless LAN, digital video collaboration. These are all interesting areas, or areas that they see as being big trends or major trends for them in terms of the use of the wireless network in their school systems. So, which brings us to the topic of, or the concept of always-on learning, which is essentially, when we talk about the classroom today, it's defined within the 4 walls. But when we look ahead, and in fact, when we look at the trend of how lessons are being delivered, the concept of always-on learning then becomes really critical. And that's being enabled because of the internet technologies, the wireless technologies that we have. In the classroom, for example, a lot of the schools today have a wireless network, and then on that wireless network, a lot of the students could bring in their various devices, connect to it, and receive lessons, lesson plans, have collaborative learning experiences. Now, once they leave the classroom, they go into their campuses, across the campus. We see the same phenomenon, wireless coverage so that they have connectivity. So with their tablets, smartphones, netbooks, or various devices, they can connect to that network and continue that learning process of gaining information, sharing information, downloading lessons, uploading homeworks and assignments. And then throughout the community, when they go to their dormitories, when they go to their homes, their living quarters, again, through the internet, they're able to get access to their lessons and continue that learning process. So it is about having that always-on learning experience or phenomenon where students are no longer bound by the 4 walls that we find ourselves when we're growing up as kids, and where we define learning to be set in a formal classroom session. If we take this always-on learning concept one step further, in particular in higher education, what we find is a lot of the higher education institutions now are deploying wireless networks in the classrooms. And in these classrooms, what we see is students are able then, again, to bring in their, either use existing laptops in the classrooms or bring in their own devices and be able to have the lessons delivered to them, assignments uploaded to the classrooms, instructor being able to deliver different customized lessons to different groups of people within the same classroom. So this is really highlighting 2 major trends, which is one is video collaboration, or the collaboration of video and data, where students and teachers are communicating through the video and digital media. It's also the concept that we're seeing of the phenomenon we're seeing where a lot of the students are now bringing in their own devices to the classroom. So how do you communicate once you get into the classroom using the wireless network. So this is really the trend we're seeing when we talk about the wireless network in the higher education. And there's some interesting dynamics in this environment. So, and these dynamics in particular around education are, so once we have the wireless network in the classroom or on the campus, this wireless network has to deliver predictable performance and reliability. It has to be able to scale to support large number of devices that we're going to start seeing coming into the classrooms. It has to be low cost to operate, manage, and secure. And these are very important elements because we need to secure. If we're going to be doing assessment testing using the wireless network or just the network, whether it's internet or not, it has to be secure. The student record, the exam records have to be secure. It has to be simple. The network has to be simple to scale, manage, and also troubleshoot. And this is, again, within the constraints of when we look at the school environments. Geographically, these schools are spread across a whole nation or across a whole city. So you have campuses that are dispersed across the whole country or a whole city. And you've got a small IT staff for schools to manage these networks, and you've got extremely tight budgets. So within these constraints, then, the wireless network has to deliver the kinds of features, values we collectively put together that we use to serve educational institutions. So this is starting on the left-hand side there, the wireless broadband portfolio. This is a portfolio of products that allow access for long-range communication, whether it's rural school connectivity or whether it's connecting campuses within a city or within a district. That's a technology that allows for a low-cost, effective, reliable wireless connection from rural areas all the way right down into the middle of a town or a city. And then we've got what we call our wireless LAN technology or group of technologies. This is what we use to deliver the connectivity within a classroom or around a campus, within a dormitory, within a canteen, or a lecture hall. And then we've got the voice-over wireless LAN solutions that instructors could use to communicate with each other, with the school administrators. And in addition to that, we also have the mobile computing devices that the school districts can use in terms of, for example, tracking student exam records, exam results, in various data around students being captured. We can capture that electronically, store it on a server, and make sure that we have this automated system to do that. We also have the security products that we offer to schools, whether it's a two-way voice communication, student alert systems, or video surveillance integrated into IT network, as well as a suite of products that are used to manage the whole wireless network, from securing the network to managing, designing, and deploying the wireless network, which attributes or contributes to the network being low cost to manage and operate. So if we look at it in totality then, in education mobility, which is essentially whether we're inside the classroom, inside the library, or in between the library and the classrooms and the dormitories, we've got the solution that we can use to deliver lessons to our students in a complete campus environment, from the simple classroom in a rural village to the modern ultra colleges and universities in the middle of a city, and anything in between. And then finally, in closing, again to sort of reflect what the distinguished speaker ahead of me had mentioned, we can bring all the technologies in the world to the education field, but ultimately, the success of the education system is really ultimately dependent on the teachers and the individuals who are designing the lessons and delivering it. Technology is just a means, and it's just a tool. But it is the instructors and the people who use these tools that make it what it is, or could make it, take it to its fullest potential. Thank you very much.